Hello everyone and welcome to Fact Friday. I'm Martin Padilla. On this edition of Fact Friday, we'll be interviewing Dr. Vladimir von Sudakoff, Museum Director, and Erica Marin, Museum Curator here at the El Paso Museum of History. Earlier this week, they launched a virtual exhibit, Low and Slow, Lowrider Culture on the Border. Can you talk to us about this exhibit?
Well, welcome to the El Paso Museum of History. We are, of course, closed in the middle of the pandemic. It's the beginning of December, and our doors are unfortunately still closed to the public. However, that said, our staff has been working diligently this entire time on continuing to not only provide the necessary stewardship to our collections that we're housing here, but also to create new educational content for the community. Part of this relates to exhibitions that we had been planning all along. And the exhibition in this gallery where we find ourselves in right now, Low and Slow, which examines lowrider culture in this region. This exhibition was actually supposed to open originally in April of this year, but we had to move the opening dates, of course, since we have been closed, to public attendance to a future time when the museum will reopen its doors.
How did the exhibition idea come about?
Well, as we, as a team, continuously look at new topics that we would like to cover as a history museum, because as you of course understand, our mission centers around ways that we can continue to illuminate the legacy, the history of this region and its peoples that have really made up the Paso del Norte region here over the last centuries. And of course, sometimes that means going back in time several centuries, sometimes it means looking at current affairs even, and at times also in the not so distant past. We work on a regular basis with our team, both our curatorial and our educational team, as well as also with our community members that advise us on interesting topics as well. And we continuously examine what we have not covered yet and where we can fill those gaps in this kind of narrative that we would like to offer the public. Because of course our mission always centers around an educational function, an educational mission, and coming up with these new and exciting topics actually allows us to fill in certain gaps, I would say, of knowledge that sometimes reside only within people's memories or within certain pockets of the community, and we would like to popularize that much broader and share this richness with the larger public.
What is the process to put together an exhibit like this?
Okay, so as the team, museum team or curatorial team, what we like to do is we like to kind of think of ideas and themes that we would like for an exhibition, being that part of our mission is for people to be able to see themselves in what we have here on display. And so it's very important to look at not just the past 300 years ago, but the more recent past, and history is always being made in the now as well. So that's why exhibits like Low and Slow come about. So part of our identity here on the border is the Low and Slow community and low riding. And so we really wanted to bring this to the forefront and do it justice and give it its place. So it's been a lot of fun.
Let's talk about the partnerships behind the exhibit.
Well, we originally reached out to the El Paso Lowrider Association, and they were very helpful and very much on board. And right before COVID hit, we were invited to participate in some of their meetings to share this idea with them, to see how we could collaborate with the community, because that's also very important. We can't just talk about communities and lifestyles and all these things without involving those communities. So we did, and from that just kind of, with word of mouth, we connected with community members, and it's been great. It's been very rewarding. and everyone's just really helped here and brought in their items like their bicycles and their motorcycles, and right where we're standing we're supposed to get a car, which you'll see later, and hopefully when we open up the car will be in place.
What impact does an exhibit like this have on the community?
So again, we go back to how people see themselves in an exhibition, right? It's very easy to come from, oh look, these are the big things that we do as a city, and this is the history, and it only comes from the lens of maybe wealthy people or the people that we assume are in power, but there's so much more to it, right? There's so much more to it. There's the working class, and we are a predominantly working class community, and part of that is also our cultural expression. And so this is just an example of our very vibrant cultural expression.
How has the community responded to the virtual exhibit so far?
Wow, well, it's only been 3 days, but it's been really positive and unprecedented. We have, in less than 3 days, actually, we have like a reach of more than 20,000 and so many shares, and people are really loving the virtual exhibition and that video, and we had to do something since we're closed. We didn't want to just have everything here just waiting. We wanted to still share because people put in their heart into this.
How can people view the virtual exhibit?
So people can access the virtual exhibition online through Facebook or Instagram. So it's and YouTube as well. So we do have links available. If you just go to your social media, you can go on ahead and access it through El Paso Museum of History's page. Give us a like. Give the video a like, please.
Is there anything else you'd like to add?
I say stay tuned, because as soon as we're open, this is going to be accessible to everyone, and we will have a celebration, and it will be a big deal because this is for the community, and we've put a lot of work into doing something fun and amazing for you. So stay tuned.
Well, that does it on this edition of Fact Friday. Thank you to both my guests, and thank you all for watching. If you want to check out the virtual exhibit, make sure to visit the El Paso Museum of History's Facebook page, Instagram, or YouTube page. And for anything related to COVID-19, make sure to visit the city's social media pages or visit epstrong.org. We'll see you guys on the next Fact Friday.